global wine consumption is growing by 5% a year, which is also a tremendous market for wines. We do drink a lot of wines from other countries like Italy and Bulgaria, but we are observing that the customers there are really looking into consumption of Polish wines as well. So just a few things about history that actually refers to many countries in cooler climatic conditions where there was viticulture, before the recent development. So viticulture actually goes back to introduction of Christianity in 1966 in Poland. And first documented vineyards were located on Wawel Hill in Krakow. If you've never been to Poland, Krakow is one of the most amazing, most beautiful cities in Poland. And the Wawel Hill, which is essentially a castle, is one of the magnificent places to visit there. So that used to everything around that hill used to be a vineyard. There is a very small vineyard right there, right by the castle as well. So Polish viticulture was connected to church for quite a large period of time, because the wine was made for church. It was used in church as well. So Cistercians, Benedictines, they also had vineyards right by the churches, and there was also in most of those churches there was always a position of the winemaker. So there was centuries ago there was a winemaker monk who would be responsible for making wine. So then we're moving on to roughly 16th century, where the climate changes. Once the climate started to change with the cold waves coming through Poland and the wars destroying winemaking in Poland, actually the wine production started to diminish. And the popularity of important goods comes in from warmer climatic conditions, from Hungary, for example, where we could get the reliable wines at the same quality year to year. So production was going down. Recent history, jump back to 1989, the change in the structure of consumption in the alcoholic sector, actually a change, post-communistic change. Because you have to know that in Poland, it's actually during communism, we were responsible for making spirits there, but not responsible for making wine. So there is a drop in history where we weren't able in Poland to make wine at all. So after the Second World War, roughly until late 80s, the winemaking was pretty much non-existent. Once that changed, once it was possible again, we see the growth of wine import, especially by restaurants. Then we enter in the EU in 2004, and the market sees more of the diversity of wines, changing quality of wines, and the market for wines starts growing. The market for quality wines is starting to grow. It is important because there were wines available during the communism, but they weren't the quality wines. So now the structure of consumption is changing, but we have to educate the consumers, because consumers are not accustomed to high quality wines. So this is actually a work in progress that is happening right now. The education, the ongoing wine education, to be able to actually appreciate the high quality wine. And we see tremendous difference on the I told you before that we've seen 5% of the rise in the sales of wines a year. Well, that also comes with the education. So that education about wine allows for that percentage to change year to year.